Hey, my name is Brent Giddens. This is another great episode of ETX Rocks featuring Cami Maki.
From the great state of Texas, this is the latest episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. Nestled in the piney woods of East Texas, the ETX ROCKS Show delivers the stories and songs of talented artists of all genres, all styles, from the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond. We bring a passion for music and a drive to go behind the curtain with our guests. We focus on all artists, from LA to New York, Nashville down to Texas, and everywhere in between. ETX is our location, not a limitation. Now, as always, it's viewers and listeners like you out there that are our biggest support for the show. If you want to contribute to the show, please do so by donating to www.paypal.me/ETXRocks. And thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're tuned in, please hit the like, follow, and or subscribe buttons. And now, for another great episode of ETX Rocks. Hey guys, Boston Chris with the ETX ROCKS Show, and you're tuned in to the 240th episode of the show. Now, today we talk with one of the most underrated songwriters in the entire state of Texas. Hailing from the Fort Worth, Texas area, Cami Maki has one of the purest and most powerful voices I have ever heard. Couple that with an adept habit of writing poignant, edge-of-your-seat songs that are emotional and inviting, and you have the whole package. Guys, we are super excited to welcome Cami Maki to the show for the very first time. All right, so as promised, we are sitting here with Cami Maki all the way from the Fort Worth area, and I've got to preface this a little bit. I met Cami last year when we were out at Love and War interviewing J.B. Patterson from the Moonshine Band, and she opened for JB that day, and she hit me with Goodbye Adelaide, which you guys probably know was our sneak peek for this episode on Facebook. And I heard the song, and the songwriting blew me away. Her voice is immaculate. I mean, pitch perfect. And we're excited to have her. She's going to play a couple of songs for us here live today. So tell us about the first song you're going to play and a little bit about the backstory for it.
Bless your heart. How I prefaced it on stage is I believe that everyone has their own brand of crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and you're entitled to that. You know, there's like some rules that come with it. Take care of it like a pet. Mm-hmm. You know, take it to the vet if you need to. Give it meds, whatever. Feed it, water
Put it down
water
if
it
you need
daily. Yeah. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt others, and don't blame your crazy on me, and we will be just fine.
Yeah.
Right? But somebody blamed their crazy on me, and it kind of.
Yeah.
It irked me enough to write an angry
and for
song
you
about
listeners out there and viewers out there from outside the South, bless your heart is a very different kind of term down here. Now I'm a Yankee, but I've been in the South for almost 20 years. So the whole bless your heart, yeah, exactly. See, exactly. Good segue. And I just love the wordplay. It's so Southern, you know, in the way you use the words for that.
Yeah, because if ever the Southern woman says "bless your heart" to you,
you better run.
Just turn around and walk away. There's nothing good coming after that.
Go quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're really excited to show you guys this song. It's live and unplugged, only here on the ETX ROCKS Show. It's "Bless Your Heart" by Cami Maki.
Bless your soul, bless those broken bankrupt
so we are back with Cami Maki. This is episode 240 of the ETX ROCKS Show. We're sitting in March of 2018. Almost 2 years since we started the show. I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in as much as you do and supporting the show and supporting the artists that visit with us on a weekly basis. Again, I mentioned that she's from Fort Worth, and you guys might know that we've featured a lot of artists from Fort Worth here lately because I'm on a Fort Worth kick. There's so much talent out there.
I got really talented friends. It's cool.
It's not fair. Like, I live in Longview, which is like 3 hours or so, maybe some change away from Fort Worth, and there's just dozens of people out there that are killing it on a nightly basis.
You can catch a show almost any night of the week.
Right. And it's not fair. It's not fair. So people have been saying, man, Boston, you've had a lot of people from Fort Worth on the show lately. That's why. There's so much talent out there. And I also mentioned in the intro that I think you're an underrated songwriter in Texas.
Thank you.
And the reason why I say that is because for a fan and a listener like me, I need to feel something from a song. I need to feel emotion or whatever it may be, that connection between a performer and a fan. And if I don't feel that, then I don't think you're very good at writing a song. I mean, that's just the way it is.
That's my key goal, like, in writing, is
right.
to convey something that's... I mean, it's to get my stuff out, but it's also to create something universal that, anybody can relate to.
And you definitely have that voice that, I mean, you have so much control over it. So when you write a song, I think it's cool that you kind of build up towards that pinnacle in the middle of the song. I kind of put it like drawing them in and then blowing them away.
Yeah. That was actually, like, when I started out, I would go at a song just balls to the wall, and I finally learned that wasn't, like, the best way to go about it. I got a lot of hard criticism from some friends, and they were like, you need to, like, tone it down a little bit. Yeah.
So what are you thinking when you hear that kind of criticism?
The first time I cried and left. And then I heard it a couple more times, like, okay, well, maybe it's true. Yeah. So I started working on just kind of reining it in a little bit, and
do you have to do that with the pen first? You know, like when you're writing a song, do you just change the style up?
You know, I start with a lyric, and then I kind of build around it like that. I think that's, like, the incorrect way to write songs.
I don't think there's any incorrect way to write a song. I think everybody does it differently, but...
I'm such a lover of lyrics, and
so the lyrics always come first for you?
Lyrics typically come first. There's not usually... Like, the guitar has always been, like, a secondary thing for me. Right. I love playing, but it's... Is
it usually like a line that you hear, or a conversation or something like that? And
it's always when I'm driving or playing Candy Crush. Like, they're...
Wow. All right, so now you picked my interest. Where does the song come from, Candy Crush?
That's kind of what I do. Like, when I want to do something mindless and just chill for a minute.
I'm glad you used that word, because that word was in my mind.
Mindless, yeah. It's usually
just kind of shutting down.
Yeah, or procrastinating. You know,
like being lazy.
I should go pack my bags, clean out my car. And
I have to beat a gig in 20 minutes. One more level.
It's fine. I can beat it this time.
I used to be addicted to Candy Crush a few years ago.
Did you?
Yeah, and I got to like 340 or something like that, and I could not beat that screen. And I'm done with this.
Bless your heart.
Have you made it further than that?
Yeah.
I hate you. This episode is brought to you by the makers of Candy Crush.
Sponsorship.
Yeah, you never know. I'm going to tag them. You just never know.
Do it.
You think I should?
I think you should.
All right, I'm doing it. Hashtag Candy Crush. So, I mean, you know, growing up, who were some of your influences? When I know that's such a broad question, so I'm going to kind of tone it up for you. Most artists have different sets of influences, whether it's for being a performer on stage, being a songwriter, etc. So who are your influences for those different parts of you?
Oh, man. Like, everything from 60s and 70s rock and stuff. My dad would listen to, like, Motown and rock and stuff in his truck. And then, like, country radio. Yeah. That was all he would listen to. My mom was a little broader in her range. We'd do Aretha or show tunes or all kinds of stuff. And so, and then in the 90s, like, I fell in love with, like, Jewel and Meryl Bainbridge and Sean Mullins. Like, I think my first CD ever was Meryl Bainbridge. Wow. So.
Man, Jewel and Sean Mullins. kick-ass songwriters.
Oh, I love Sean's
And
voice.
hell, Merrill was a hell of a songwriter too.
He's a pretty good songwriter.
Yeah, the 90s was a good era for music all across the board.
Man.
It didn't matter what genre it was either. We need to get back to that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bring back the 90s.
So, do you have an album out yet?
I don't, but it's looking like possibly in the next 2 to 3 weeks we're going to be in the studio.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, I'm curious because I've heard you a lot, solo acoustic, and I know that's kind of what you do. So, when I hear these songs that you play solo acoustic, I hear a lot of harmony involved. Even though that's not what's happening on stage. So I'm curious if that's something you're thinking about in a studio setting.
I am going to work up harmonies. For the last project that we had, I had talked to Cordy Patton about maybe hitting some low harmonies for me. And
Wow.
And then I'm kind of bouncing around with some people like for harmonies and stuff
Cool.
like that. And I've got some musicians in mind for it.
Cool.
For some pieces.
Well, I was just wondering because, again, with the melodic tones of your music, I think there has to be harmony there. And I just think harmony is missing a lot in music nowadays.
I love harmonies. They change the song completely, but
Right,
they
I agree.
fill it, they fill that
Man,
gap.
I would not have guessed Courtney Patton, though. That's a good call.
I love
She's
CPAT,
incredible.
man.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. So was there an inspiration within your family as far as music goes that, maybe an uncle or something that played, or how did you get started just picking up a guitar?
I started out writing in like high school, and I've always written, and I always sing like
Yeah.
everywhere, every moment of the day.
Right.
It's kind of annoying, really, probably, but
Like in an 8-hour car drive.
yeah. Well, my parents really fostered that though, and they bought me my first guitar when I was 13. Then I left it sitting until I was 18.
Wow.
And I had 7.5 years with a classical vocal training throughout middle school and high school.
See, I was going to ask you that because it's definitely very perfect, pitch perfect, your voice. It's, I've watched probably 15, 20 videos of you live, and it's every show is spot on.
Thanks.
So I was going to ask you if you had like vocal training and stuff like that.
Yeah, about 7.5 years.
Wow.
Several different vocal coaches, but
What did you learn through that process?
What did I learn?
Yeah.
Oh, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
A lot of breath control,
Yeah.
a lot of pitch control, and I have to remind myself sometimes to go back to that because it's a lot of concentration about what you do with your muscles and how you're
Right.
not supposed to treat your voice.
Yeah.
So
the guitar is sitting in the corner for 5 years. What makes you finally pick it up?
I finally started like actually writing down songs, and I had melodies with them, but they were harder to remember because I didn't have anything to accompany them, and they didn't feel finished.
Yeah.
And so I picked the guitar up, and my aunt's boyfriend at the time played, and I asked him if he'd give me a couple of lessons, and he did. He gave me 2, and then he taught
That's
me.
like 1.5 more than Elvis had.
He taught me. He taught me like 2 or 3 scales and like 2 or 3 chords, and I was bored. I was like, I want to play a song, and he's like, not yet. I'm like, no, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
I went online and I found a website where I could pull up the chords and play it with the song, and I just started teaching myself.
So once you started, it was just running with it.
Yeah, and then I spent the whole summer after my senior year of high school, like, just locked away in my room playing
Awesome.
guitar, being that guy.
So you were really learning this instrument, your voice, more than guitar at first. So I mean, if you had the 7.5 years, you said that started in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes you right to when you start playing the guitar at
Yeah.
18.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really learning how to use your instrument, your voice first. So once all that came together, and you know the guitar, you can write songs, your voice is pretty good. What is all that like in your mind now once it all comes together?
What do you mean?
Well, is it like, wow, man, this is a good combination here?
I mean, it's kind of become a fluid thing that all goes together at once.
Yeah.
It's just, it's...
Because sometimes those puzzle pieces won't fit all the way.
Yeah, I don't know why it all clicked all at once, and it
Right.
just kind of worked. It just, it felt so natural, like picking up the guitar and actually singing with it. And
Do you think your vocal training helped you learn guitar in some ways?
I think with the pitch and everything like that, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I think having that concentration and being able to do 2 things at once and having
Right.
that nailed down definitely
Yeah,
helped.
I could see that because, I mean, we're talking 7 years. That's a long time
Yeah,
to
it's...
be doing one thing. And then to change it up with learning a new instrument, I would imagine some of that would bleed over as well. You know. So, as a songwriter, you said you started at 13. I can imagine what you're writing about at 13, but I'm not going to ask you that. But obviously, you're not 13 now. So, what was your evolution process like as far as a songwriter? You've already mentioned that you had some criticism about putting it out there too much. But what are some of the things that over time you've learned to change?
I started playing a lot more of alliteration and wordplay and just painting more of a picture, using more imagery and more syntax and really kind of building it into a story.
Right.
I love writing story songs, and I love writing things that are just specific and yet still vague enough to make you wonder, like, what is this about?
What is she talking about?
But you can still relate to it.
Right.
So, I think I've just grown up as a songwriter. I've been through a lot of things.
So you're using a lot of your own life experiences and
yeah, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Most of the time, there's some that are just random and out of the blue. But,
right. There's a lot of songwriters out there that have a lot of difficulty doing that because of the vulnerability factor of it. So they'll write about other people's experiences and have no problem. But just trying to write about your own life experiences and your own emotions can be hard, especially when you have to perform this stuff on stage.
Yeah, I think if you're not putting it out there though, then like.
Yeah. How can people know who you are
it's
then? It's
harder to relate if you're not.
Exactly.
If you can't feel that coming out. So.
Right. So, I didn't know that Cami is working on new music. This is really exciting because this will be your debut record, right?
Yes.
And is this going to be an EP or an album?
It'll be an EP.
Okay. So how many songs are you thinking?
I think it's going to be 4.
Okay.
So just to start with, and then I think within the next 6, 8, 10 months, we're going to do a full-length LP.
Cool. So where do you plan on recording all this? Who are you working with?
I am not sure. We're still exploring that.
Okay.
Still looking around. I have a couple of ideas, but...
I might have to give you some recommendations.
I'll take them.
Okay,
I would
cool.
love that.
Do you know about Chad Malden and Gladewater?
I don't.
Okay, cool. Chad, I got your back, bro. I might have to send him out to Lindale today and check you out.
Come on, brother.
He's out there all the time. So yeah, we're sitting here with Cami Maki for the first time on the ETX ROCKS Show. Again, we met Cami in Lindale at Love and War last year. It just blew my mind because typically we go out there, we do an interview, and we get out of there. Because my fiance's family lives out that way. So anytime we go out there, we double it into a family visit. So we'll do an interview and then we'll head up the road to visit her folks. And for whatever reason, this time I was there alone. Louise wasn't there with me.
You were there alone.
Yeah. So we did the interview with JB, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to check out Cami Maki because I had heard about you just through social media and stuff.
Don't believe anything you hear.
Well, only like a quarter of it's true.
It's
right?
true.
Or at least a third. Something like that.
Probably
I'm
half.
bad with math
Probably
on Sundays.
half.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man, the first song was Bless Your Heart, which you guys just heard, and the second song I heard that night was Goodbye Adelaide. And this was on a Sunday as well, I believe. It was for Texas Music Sunday, which was on the radio.
Yeah.
And it just blew me away with those 2 songs. But the Goodbye Adelaide song is such a story song.
That one came out of nowhere one night.
Yeah?
I had gotten home from a show. I was feeling pretty good, And I was making a snack, and it was like 3 a.m. And like I said, I love show tunes and musicals. So I like singing Guys and Dolls, Adelaide's Lament. And then I thought of I was like, Adelaide is such a pretty name. Someone should write a song about that chick.
Yeah.
And then I realized the next day that 12 people already have, but whatever. So I came up with the first couple of lines, which is goodbye Adelaide and hello California, but I sang it in show tunes voice,
right?
2 hours straight. And I finally got told to finish the song or go to bed. And so I went to bed.
Yeah.
I woke up the next day and I texted my friend Terry Downing actually, and we kind of went back and forth, and I was writing it. I would pull over. I had to run deliveries all day that day. It was Thursday, and so I would pull over every 12 miles or so and write a line that I'd come up with, and then drive some more, and then pull over. And so
this is definitely not a show tune song though. It's
no.
very, very country.
Yeah, it's changed. I've recorded 4 or 5 different versions of it.
Yeah.
Since I wrote it.
Well, it sounded different today than even when I heard it in Lindale.
It keeps changing. It's one of those songs that it keeps morphing itself.
It's one of those songs that I was mentioning about just, it's so soft and inviting at first, and then you blow it away towards the middle of the song, and it's just what you do with that voice of yours drives me nuts.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm proud of that one.
Is that part of the strategy when you're sitting down and writing, just that trying to draw people in? And
it's kind of become part of it, yeah.
And you ramp it up almost, not every song, but I think it's hard when you have a powerhouse voice like you do. It's got to be difficult to just tone that down.
It's gotten easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love to belt.
Yeah.
And
well, who doesn't?
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I've tucked it in, and I try not to be obnoxious about it anymore.
All right. So one of the things that you're very passionate about is mental health awareness, and this is something that I know you want to talk about. And so tell us about some of the programs and stuff that you support, and why this is so important to you.
I've watched mental illness affect a lot of people in my life over the last few years, and I think it bugs me because it's so hard to access mental health care at this point, and it's so taboo. Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone has their own brand of crazy. Everyone has their own things, and some are more severe than others, but I think if we could eliminate the taboo that surrounds mental illness,
the stigma,
just bring it into the light, and make it less shameful to go see a therapist. I think if everybody would go see a therapist twice a year, the world would be a happier place, man.
Yeah,
but
I definitely agree.
Yeah, there's an organization called Nami, National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's NAMI.org.
Okay.
And I've reached out to them before for help and resources with family members and friends, and they've been really great in providing assistance and things like that.
Yeah.
There are other it's a crisis. I have to look it up, and I apologize.
Sure, that's fine.
This one just got brought to my attention last week because I was asking a friend who volunteers with this organization how to, and it's not coming. I was asking her how to get involved with helping, and I deleted all my text messages from her.
So go to blank.
It's a crisis hotline, and I'll send you that information if you want.
Yeah, send it to me, and we'll just put it in the description below.
You'll have to get it from her.
And we'll put the link to NAMI.org as well.
NAMI.org, they're a great organization.
In the description. So yeah, we always want to try to talk about what's passionate for our guests and stuff like that. And I know that topic does bleed into your songs as well.
It does.
From time to time.
I deal with some of my own demons,
Right.
And mostly hormonal things. But there are times when I feel crazy, and I think we all have those moments, but
this way you can be crazy in your songs, so, and that's always
I
good.
try to bleed it out that way, and not
let that be your therapy.
Yeah, I try not to lash out.
Yeah. All right, so we are sitting here with Cami Maki. This is episode 240, and we're going to be right back with more from Cami right after this. I think we're going to play Rapid Fire with Cami today. We haven't played Rapid Fire in a while, so I think you guys might like this. Y'all stay tuned.
Hey y'all, this is T. Graham Brown. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
All right, we are back with Cami Maki. This is episode 240, and we're going to play Rapid Fire with Cami now. Cami, the way this works is I'm going to ask you like 10 or 12 questions. They're usually a would you rather kind of scenario thing. There might be some that are not would you rather, but you basically have 90 seconds to answer these questions.
Okay.
And if you don't, then you'll have to say Justin Bieber is your mentor.
They don't have that recorded anywhere.
And I'll tell you what, if I get you to say those words, I will put it on every social media imaginable. So make sure we get these done in 90 seconds, okay?
All right, are we timing?
Someone is. I've got Pat Sajak in the other room. He's going to make sure we're good to go.
Sweet.
All right, so you ready for rapid fire?
All right, let's go.
All right, number one, would you rather act like Mr. Bean at a show or act like Pee Wee Herman at a funeral?
Oh, Lord. Probably Pee Wee Herman at a funeral.
That would be awesome. All right, number two, CDs or vinyl?
Vinyl, always.
All right, number three, you can save any deceased musician from death. Who is it?
Oh. I go with Janice, man.
All right, very cool. Number 4, would you rather be an overweight chocolate addict or a skinny person allergic to chocolate?
I think I'd be okay with being a skinny person who's allergic to chocolate.
All right, number 5, would you rather start every sentence with the words, "Hey, idiot," or would you rather end every sentence with, "Haha, I was only kidding"?
Would I rather start every sentence with "Hey, idiot," or would I rather
End it with, "Haha, I was only kidding"?
probably end it with "Haha, I was only kidding"?
That would be awesome. All right, number 6, early bird or night owl?
Oh, night owl. All the way.
All right, number 7, would you rather spend intimate time on a cruise with your worst enemy or go dumpster diving with your best friend?
Oh, dumpster diving, best friend.
All right, number 8.
That's happened.
Would you rather write a song about Taylor Swift or have Taylor Swift write a song about you?
I would want to see what Taylor Swift would write about me.
Okay. Number 9, name a superpower you'd like to have that would be completely useless in a dangerous situation.
Superpower I'd like to have that would be completely useless in a dangerous situation. Wait, that one got me.
We were doing so good, too.
I know.
Justin Bieber.
I would like to be able to change guitar strings in a record amount of time.
There you go. That's a good superpower to have. Changing guitar strings in a single bound.
Yeah, just...
All right, number 10, last one. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
I'm going to go with the duck-sized horses because, like, ducks are mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take, like, tiny
I
horses.
can't even imagine a duck the size of a horse. That would be scary.
Yeah, no.
Very cool. That was Rapid Fire with Cami Maki. I think she made it.
Did I make it?
I don't know. Pat?
Oh, I was
Yeah,
just under.
Just under.
Yeah.
88 seconds. There's somebody out there timing it right now, and they're going to comment and be like, "No, man, it was 112 seconds."
That person and I will never be friends. Whoever that is.
Yeah,
Just let me
you're a
know.
bad person. Don't do that.
Don't be a
Save
jerk.
your comments for someone else. So speaking of that, which has nothing to do with what I'm about to say,
That was
that's
a weird
called an
segue.
imperfect segue. You did bring your guitar with you, so you're going to play us another song. And this is a brand new song, just
It is.
wrote earlier, recently. And we've been talking about Crazy, and that's what the name of the song is. So tell us about the backstory for this one.
This one I actually started back in September of 2015. Yeah.
Okay.
So it took me 2.5 years to write this one, and I had two different songs that I had written separately.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote one segment. I wrote the crazy part back in 2015, and then I wrote the verses about a year ago. And then somehow I managed to it just dawned on me one day while I was driving down Trinity Boulevard in Fort Worth.
Wow.
I could put those together.
That's crazy, because I forget about stuff all the time. So I would not be able to do that. I'd be like, I would have forgotten.
Well, I'd gone through, perusing through my phone, through my old recordings, because
Yeah.
I have, I think, 50 half songs that I've never finished.
Wow.
So I was looking to see what I could finish,
And then you just have that there for when you die, and you can just say you have a vault, like Prince.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Search the memos,
It's like
not the internet history.
Like the lost Disney reels. Cami Maki's iPhone.
Yes, the lost Disney reels. They're all show tunes, and just never mind.
It's all awkwardness and random recordings.
Yeah. Just going from Candy Crush to Memo all the time. Like the only two apps open in your phone.
That's it. That's all it is. I just say random things.
Yeah. So you guys, we're really excited about debuting this song here on the show for the very first time. I don't think this is anywhere, right?
No.
Yeah, so this is awesome, guys. This is live and unplugged only here on the ETX Rock Show. The song is called Crazy by the one and only Cami Maki. Y'all check it out.
Most days I keep the demons at bay. Fight back the burning, falling rain. And most days I probably seem like I'm okay. crazy. Insane is such a funny word. This fine line of gray and hurt, it's all consequential, honey. Oh, ain't it anyway? I can't lose you again, 'cause baby I won't bend. I'll snap myself in half, and honey I'll break. Oh, I'll break. I'll go crazy. Baby, I'm crazy. And the things I do and the words I say, they don't matter to anybody anyway, so I might as well stay. Little crazy. All the things I do and the words I say, they don't matter to anybody anyway, so I might as well stay. Crazy. Baby, I'm crazy.
Okay, so we are back with Cami. And Cami, if people are just hearing about you for the first time, where can they follow along with your stuff on social media?
So on social media, you can find me on Facebook / Cami Maki.
Okay.
Instagram and Twitter is Cami_Maki. And then my website, CamiMaki.com. C as in Charlie, AMIMAKI.
That's right. Camimaki. Very simple. 4 and 4, 8 letters.
Yeah, I get really weird pronunciations of that too.
I can imagine.
I have family members who call me Cami.
What about when you're like on billboards and stuff? Do people mess it up?
Oh, those are my favorite. I take pictures of.
Yeah.
I'll only take pictures if it's spelled wrong.
Yeah.
My favorite was I think it was Camel Khaki. My favorite misprint.
Camel Khaki.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was on a flyer, and I was like,
They probably thought it was a punk band.
right? Camels and Khaki. And it was just CAMLKAKI. So weird.
That is awesome. Where was that at?
That was at the Pit in Saginaw, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Camel Khaki.
I was playing with a buddy, and there was this dad who submitted this stuff for the flyer. I'm like, what are you doing to me?
That's awesome. So, guys, it's Cami Maki everywhere. It's at Cami Maki on Facebook. It's at Cami_Maki on Twitter and Instagram. And it's CamiMaki.com. New music coming from Cami in 2018. Is that a promise?
That is a promise.
Very cool. So y'all be looking for that. And I'm sure once she has that new music up and running, we'll have links out for you guys to get her music as well. And we can always edit that in later, even if it's like 8 months from now. So just let me know when it's out, and I'll make sure it's in the description here.
Perfect. Thanks.
Sound good? And you guys can click on her website right there in the description below. We'll also have Nami.org if you want to know more information about mental health awareness. We'll have that in the description below as well to make it very simple for you guys out there. So once again, this is episode 240 of the ETX ROCKS Show featuring Cami Maki. Cami, I want to thank you again for coming out and visiting with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's always a blast seeing you guys.
I've been so excited about getting out here.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
And she's opening for Curtis Grimes tonight at Love and War. She's a frequent performer at Love and War in Lindale. So make sure you're following along on her webpage because you never know when she's going to be in East Texas. And if you're watching outside the East Texas area, she plays all over Texas. So be looking out for that. She's a hell of a performer, hell of a person, and an incredible songwriter as well, as you can see from the performances from today. If you're watching the ETX ROCKS Show for the first time, I want to thank you guys for doing that. You can follow along with everything that we do. We're located at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at ETX ROCKS. The best way you guys can help us out, though, is go to YouTube and click the subscribe button on our page. Every subscription we get on YouTube actually helps us change the algorithms on YouTube, which means the more subs we have, the more we're located in the recommended and suggested videos there on YouTube. Which basically means like you could be watching a JB and Moonshine Band video and Cami Maki might be suggested for you because she's open for him. That's all that does. And so every time we're in suggested videos, that means more exposure for guests like Cami Maki and all the other wonderful people we've talked to. So please hit that subscribe button. And it's completely free unless you hit the button twice.
What happens then?
Well, I charge them $14.99 and their oldest child disappears.
And a kidney.
No, kidneys are fine.
Oh. Okay.
That's if you hit it 3 times.
Oh.
I can understand your confusion there.
It was confusing.
Yeah. But we tell them not to hit it twice because then that unsubscribes them and that's no good. You know? Just one time, and then it's free. So, and hit the like button wherever you're watching or listening to, because that'll let us know that you like what we're doing. That's why they call it the like button.
I was assuming.
Yeah, I don't know who the genius was that came up with that. Well, what did we want to call the button if they liked the post? And then Mark Zuckerberg said, "How about like?"
I'm gonna tell you what I need though is an eye rolling.
I wonder if they
reaction.
had 6 or 7 suggestions first. You know,
Right?
we could call it the adore button.
The love button.
Yeah, well,
And
that ended up a thing later, right?
Yeah.
And it's so difficult to get to that love button. Also, we are completely self-funded, and all of our funding comes from viewers and listeners like you out there. So we have set up a donate link for you guys if you want to donate to the show. You can contribute at www.paypal.me/ETXROCKS. And we will take American dollars, Egyptian dollars, quid, and ruples from the game Zelda. Stop sending me pesos. They don't even work in Coke machines.
I know.
Did you know that?
I didn't.
It's bad.
Do you take Bitcoin?
Bitcoin I could probably deal with.
Right.
Yeah, Bitcoin is good. But I think the Egyptian dollars are a little more valuable.
Are they?
Yeah, you can use them at the pyramids.
There you go.
Yeah.
When you go.
Have you ever used ruples?
I haven't. Is it an awkward experience?
It really is, because it's all first of all, it's animated.
Oh yeah. Oh, you said it's from Zelda.
Yeah, animated money doesn't work anywhere.
It's been a hot minute since I played Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will get you into Disney World, though.
Will it?
Yeah. I have lots of ruples. So, yeah, American dollars, and we'll take anything from 50 cents to $1 million on that PayPal account. Anything over $1 million we won't take, so you'll have to do those in 2 separate donations.
Yeah, I mean.
Or we'll just send the extra over to Cami. So send us $1,010,000, and we'll make sure she gets the $11 from that. As we always say on the show, we want to thank everybody out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles, and don't ever forget...
ETX rocks. I screwed that up.
That's right.
Howdy, folks. This is Aaron Watson.
This is Bree Bagwell.
This is Jake. And this is Walter from Rocky Queen.
This is Curtis Grimes, Monty Pittman.
This is Doug Supernon.
I'm Heather Little.
This is Rob Redwan.
Ho! Hey, folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hey guys, I'm Katie Lynn, and make sure to tune in to ETX Rocks with
Boston Chris.
Hello, y'all. This is Ronnie Millsap, and thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Tough guy. Ho!
Hey, guys. We're Blacktop Mojo, and thank you for tuning in to ETX Rocks.